Pat Rothfuss eats a sandwich, chats a bit, then plays some Minecraft. Man. Nine, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like you skipped a bunch and then you sped through. So I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. How you? I'm glad that you're mighty fine this morning. Is there any particular reason? I guess this afternoon. I just woke up.
I'm just chilling. Hot Sauce Guy's gonna say he can't hear us, but I intentionally didn't have the audio coming through. The audio is coming through now.
So you intentionally made sure that you didn't get insulted. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're smart.
I
That's
made
why I
it
love
work.
you. You're just so smart.
I try. No, it wasn't you, Hot Sauce Guy. I had the audio delayed on purpose because I did a shitty countdown.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a good day to be alive, my man. What's going on?
Well, you say that. So here's what I'm dealing with. There's only one color in the crayon box, and it's called gray. And that is all that's outside my window. I'm not even dealing with some 50 shades of gray. It's just one shade of gray. It was sleeting, raining, typhoon, whipping around a little earlier when I was getting up. I had a little fun with you guys last night, but I had some Jameson cold brew, which I forgot had caffeine. So I don't know if it's a psychological thing or it was the fact that I had a tall 16-ounce glass with a decent amount of ice, but it's still a 16-ounce glass filled with whiskey that had caffeine in it. So I didn't sleep until about 8:30 this morning, 8 o'clock, 8:30. So I'm a little like in that high zone of not a lot of sleep, little bit of sleep. It's real gray outside. I was having some fitful sleep. I had the great idea to just lay in bed and replay my entire life if I did things differently. So that was a real fun experience.
What was the as you were thinking about that and you were going through all this change, what was the biggest change that you would have made?
The biggest change I would have
If
made,
you would have done it
like,
differently, what out of all of those, what was the biggest thing you would have done?
so this was crazy. Is I kept replaying it over and over again, and I would try to replay it without being like omnipotent. But I mostly played it like, what if I replayed the life, but I knew everything that was going to happen? But now replay the life, you know everything is going to happen, and you're disabled. Now replay the life, you know everything's going to happen, but you're not disabled. So then I try to replay my life not disabled, but I still want to meet all the people I would meet if I were disabled. And like the biggest thing I would have done was I would have really taken advantage how fun it would have been to eat keto and like low carb in the cafeteria. Because Van Houten had shitty food, okay, but your mind was the greatest tool when you went to Van Houten, knowing how to mix things up, knowing how to really just make things edible. And I think it'd have been real cool to try to experiment with like burger bowls and burger salads back in the day and lunch wraps because they had all the lunch meats and veggies you'd ever want. So I think that'd have been cool. Also, I knew that there were some hood rats that did hood rat stuff in the dorm the first year. And if I'd have known it was going to happen, it'd have been cool to put a stop to it or just been there to observe it.
You mean in my first year, we had people from the art program counterfeit money making using Edinburgh's like printing presses and like the printing press because it's fucking 1902. But like
That's highly illegal.
But like the FBI came and everything. They shut like they shut towers down and told us all that we weren't allowed to do anything. We had to stay in our rooms, and the FBI came in, arrested the two people, and then they confiscated all their stuff.
Damn. That's I'm thinking like
so
more small scale.
That's great. Yeah, so they were going at like 2 a.m. going into like the big print studios and printing out like counterfeit money and distributing it and buying stuff in Edinburgh and Erie with it.
And like they got the right money stock paper that it wasn't obvious.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it apparently wasn't that great because they got caught. But
good point.
But at some point, they were selling money. Yeah, we remember like because my girlfriend at the time and I were coming into the building, and there were like these people with like suits and stuff, and like they were standing there with RAs, and the RAs told us that we needed to go to our rooms, and so we thought like there's like a shooter or something going on, and then we found out later from one of our friends that was an RA that they were busted for making counterfeit money on campus, and they had stuff to do it like in their towers room.
Man, there's always something happening in Edinburgh. Like our time there was never boring. It was never dull, which is for just a small little snowy state school in PA. You'd think that it would be a lot more boring, but it's not.
Yeah. So I start off every episode with this. How was your week?
It was a decent week. Again, we're doing some renovations in the household here, so we're finally getting rooms cleaned out. Like my roommate, she's lived in this house her whole life, and she's like, I finally saw the floor in the back room. So it's really cool, and I'm excited to finally get to see what it looks like, but it's like gaining a whole quarter of a house, like a nice chunk of house. So there's been a positive attitude within the house, like a really positive spirit, because it's a time of metamorphosis. It's a time of
change. For context, it's because your roommate now owns the house, right? Like before,
yes, my roommate now owned the house.
Yeah, and like so it was a family home. It was a family home, but it was owned by somebody else. So now that they own it, they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want to do with it.
Yeah, it's theirs and ours. I always like to be like, yeah, cool. I'll let you say that I can be a part of the household because I do feel that way. But at the same time, I'm not paying a mortgage and I'm not going to make a decision on what should go where. Okay, this is their home and I'm a part of their home. They earned this. They worked for this. This is their family heirloom. I came in at the tail end. I'm like that running back that you put in right before overtime.
Yeah. Your contribution is the fact that you won that diet bet, and so the only thing you're putting into this house is whatever that amount of money was.
Exactly.
Was for the
to kick into that. I'm due Staley with the Steelers getting 2 Super Bowl rings for doing absolutely nothing.
I feel you.
But it's been good. What about your week?
I mean, it's been a pretty. So the light is at the end of the tunnel.
You can see it. It's right there. Reach out. My hand.
Semester's been pretty intense. We've got COVID, and we have outbreaks on sports teams, and then fraternities and sororities, and different like small groups and stuff. And it's just like, and I mean, Lincoln and the state of Nebraska as a whole is just like really, really bad. someone tweet like the one of the state morticians tweeted the other day that like where we have every single in Lincoln, every single freezer locker like that you put a body on, like a body slab thing, has two
Mm.
bodies in it right now. And then they also have like a truck on site outside the morgue that is getting filled up because they have so many people dying from COVID that they need to keep on ice or whatever.
Stacking them up like meat slabs.
Yeah, and our rural hospitals are at like 90%, and then our city hospitals are getting to the point where they're running out of beds. And so, like, it's really bad in Nebraska, and I mean, that's just, and as a campus, that's a microcosm of Nebraska, it's bad on campus. Like, because, like, that's just how it works. We're a small entity of the state, so it's reflective in our numbers. So it's just tough. It's stressful. I have a lot of things that I normally would do on a regular day, and now like 80% of my day is dedicated to like something COVID related. So it's just tough, you know. My students, I feel like I'm neglecting them, but then like on the flip side, I'm probably talking more with some of them than I ever would just because of we're having to talk about COVID stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a weird world. And I'm just getting to the point where I need a break. Um, it's just super, super, like, I don't know if it was this week or if it was last week. It was last week, I think, was really bad. Excuse me. Last week was really bad because that was post Halloween. So, like, all the get
Okay.
togethers and everything that happened on Halloween, and then people started testing positive and stuff like that. So, um, last week, I was in my office one night until like 10 o'clock, and then another. So, I did like a 2 12-hour days. It's the last 2 weeks have been enough that come November 22nd, I feel like I'm gonna take a whole month off of work. I don't even know. I don't know. It's been a lot. I'm excited for the holidays coming up. I've so I've posted this on social media and I shared it with you. But one of the things that I'm going to do is if you know me, you know that I've always been super, super cynical
You're a
or like
Grinch.
I'm a Grinch, anti Christmas. But like over the last couple of years, I've tried to embrace it. I've been wearing Santa
Mm-hmm.
hats more. I've bought into the Christmas spirit, not so much of the fact about like gift giving or all that other bullshit, but just trying to make other people happy and just share joy. And so this year, much to the annoyance of my life partner, uh,
Aha.
who who has slowly become more of the Grinch in our relationship, um, I have chosen to wear a different festive holiday hat because I wear a lot of hats every day in the month of December. So I'm stockpiling some. I've got a couple that I ordered on Amazon. I've got some that I already own, and then people are sharing on social media some really cool hats. So I'm really hyped about that. If you have a height or if you have a hat, tweet it at me, and I would be absolutely. I would absolutely if it's something that I can purchase, like if it's reasonable or whatever. I will buy it and I will rock it. I've got a Steelers hat. I've got a regular Christmas hat. I believe Hot Sauce Guide is sending me a hat. So I've got a couple of hats coming. I'm excited to wear them. I'm gonna rock them every day. I know last year, Gabby, I'd go to Hy-Vee or whatever for Christmas shopping, and I wear it. She's like, "You're
Mhm.
such a asshole." I'm like, "Hey, it's the season, gotta rock it." But I'm gonna do it every day this month,
Yes.
every single
Senior
day.
Slug, Big Slug wears one every day. As soon as Thanksgiving's over, the Steeler Christmas Santa hat or the regular Santa hat's busted out. His ball cap evolves for the Christmas spirit. He
Sweet
loves it.
Jesus, Hot Sauce Guy just commented in chat that he's actually sending 3 hats.
That sounds like Hot Sauce Guy doesn't know how to just take his
It's
foot
just.
off the gas. It's just so generous, so soft.
uh, yeah, so I'm pretty hyped about that. That's my thing. I'm gonna do it. I'll take a picture each day. Show it on social media. Um, and then that's I mean I blew up our question there. I took us to a tangent that we didn't have to go.
Take the
Not on
tangent away.
script at all. One of the other questions that I like to start off each podcast with, and I know we're like 20 minutes into this already, but what have you been eating this week?
So my best friend incarnate, Matty Matheson, who just reminds me of you every time I see him. That's why I feel so close to you every time I watch his videos, and why I just adore him.
He's my cousin.
He makes my two favorite foods, my two favorite comfort foods, my two favorite dishes of all time: macaroni and cheese and tuna casserole. All right. Sandy Boyd's tuna casserole is the greatest thing on this earth. And so I grew up loving that. And he made a macaroni and cheese tuna casserole that looked fire. It was so good looking. And we made it almost to the T. We did not have Monterey Jack cheese. We just used some sharp cheddar. And it was amazing. It's like if you took your fish sticks, a macaroni and cheese dish as a kid, and just put them together, because the breadcrumbs got crispy and crunchy. There's just a slight taste of tuna. The only thing I would have done differently, because I like to try, like when it's a fancy recipe or it's a professional chef's recipe, I'd cook it as is, the best we could. We weren't able to pick up the cheese through the grocery order. That's why we weren't going to wait another week, but we just made it. But I would like mushrooms, because I always put mushrooms in my tuna casserole. So if this would have had mushrooms in it, I think it would have just transcended me, and you would have to do this alone right now, this podcast, or it would be my spirit talking to you in like throat noises that nobody else would be able to actually understand or comprehend. Because it was comfort, it was warm, it was fatty, it was cheesy. I put some garlic Fresno classic hot sauce on top of it to cut through some of that richness. So then it had some tang and heat from the vinegar. It was this just oily. I don't want to say umami, because I don't know the umami flavor. When I get cheese, sweet, salty, savory, fishy all in my mouth at once, my mouth just does this like, ooh, it just makes it like, ooh, it's so good. And so that's what I ate this week. And it was not a disappointment.
Well, speaking of Matty Matheson's macaroni and cheese tuna casserole, I hate tuna fish. The smell of it makes me nauseous. The look of it is even more disgusting, because it looks like fish paste.
It's so good.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, everybody loves it. It's fantastic. It's not for me. However, because Gabriella is a sport and she does whatever the fuck I want most of the times, and I'm a psychopath, so I get these crazy ideas and I want to do something. And she's a big fan of the tuna, and she likes tuna casserole. I spoke with her today, and what we're gonna do is, we bought bagels this morning. I got a. She's I don't know. She goes to New York City all the time with her family or whatever, so she always gets the bagel with the lox and the salmon and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got bagels today, and I got her that smoked salmon cream cheese, and I'm gonna try that, and that's gonna be my bridgeway into trying more fish. Cause like I'm a fish stick guy. I'll eat a fish stick. It's nasty as fuck, but I'll eat it. I'll eat like a fried fish.
Joe Nasty. Joe Nasty is just a fish stick guy. Hannah makes the best fried fish, fresh fried fish, and he's like, "No, I'll take the Gordons. Like, I just want to mollywop him."
Well, I like fried fish. I'll eat fried fish, like a good fried fish, like a fish fry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll eat those. So like, it's not that. I don't know what it is. I just, even when I eat sushi, if it has tuna in it, I'm not a big fan. I just don't know what it is about it. Like, I'll eat salmon raw. I'll eat just tuna.
I like tuna so much. When we cleared out old dorm rooms, okay, for the summer, I found like three to 6 packs of like tuna fish on top of someone's dresser. I ate that for the summer. I was like, booyah, I'm not throwing this away. It's good and lasts forever.
Yeah, you're disgusting.
There's those flavor pouches. They were so good.
I made the agreement that we will do Matty Matheson's macaroni and cheese tuna casserole recipe during break. And I will consume it. And if I like it, I will try to venture off more into the noodle casserole game.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You could be as picky and annoying as you want, but I love tuna casserole. This did not taste like tuna casserole.
Okay, then this will be my segue into it, because I'll try this first, and then I know that you make a good tuna noodle casserole, so maybe I'll But
with the
anyway,
cream of mushroom soup and the tuna oils mixing and just like and marinating with the noodles for a traditional tuna casserole. I love it. This did not have much of that flavor. This is more macaroni and cheese, crispy bread, panko breadcrumbs, and then you get just the slight texture of the tuna. You barely even get the flavor of tuna because the cheese just overpowers it. But at the same time, it's there. It's a hint of there. So it was a good stick to your ribs, fatty, heartwarming, belly warming meal to eat on a cold weekend.
I also have established a rule that I get to choose the tuna. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to pick real good quality tuna, not some nasty ass like.
Yeah. Star Kissed. If you get any tuna besides a canned tuna, get it in oil. Do not get tuna canned with water. That is gross. You need the oil. That has a little extra flavor and that greases it up for your belly.
That all sounds disgusting. I will do research and I would
If you
probably.
use fresh tuna, it's not going to be the same. You got to get canned tuna.
Well, we'll probably get it at like Trader Joe's. That's like our new thing.
No, Star Kissed. Charlie, don't lie.
I don't want Star Kiss. Aren't they whale killers? Isn't that like a whale killer
snowflake.
company?
Jesus, you're in the middle of the country, okay? It's not supposed to be hot there, melting your snowflake ass everywhere. You should be fine with a little bit of whale tuna. So what if you eat some dolphin? It's good for you. Also, it is so windy outside. My flowers look like they're at a rap concert going, hey, oh, hey, and the power's flickering, so you might lose me.
I will never, ever hurt a dolphin.
Dolphin saved dolphin in the face.
Dolphin saved Devin's dad's life.
That's cool. Dolphins have rape caves as well, okay?
They do have some cases
in your snowflake culture. I can't believe you're supporting a rapist right now.
Oh, no, shut your goddamn mouth. I will save the dolphins because they saved Dev's dad. He was out rafting. He got lost at sea, and they literally pushed him back into... They just kept nose-butting him in his raft.
Well, they were trying to get him to their cave, and he was actually able to get the safety first.
Stop it. So, what I ate this week, we made stuff. I don't know. One of the things that stood out to me was Trader Joe's orange chicken. It came in a big ass bag. We made some homemade rice in our Instapot, and then you just fry up this chicken, and then you heat up this orange sauce, mix it in there, fry it up, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was nice and crispy. Gabs was like, wow, this is so crispy. I was like, yeah, most of the time that like you get chicken from like a Chinese restaurant or like an Asian restaurant, it's supposed to be crispy, but it just sits in steam and gets all soft and gross. It's like, this is how it's supposed to be. And it was really damn good. It was surprisingly good. So another confirmed, I think I'm a Trader Joe's guy. I might have to
That's on brand for you. That's on brand for you. You've been a Trader Joe guy your whole life, and you just didn't know it.
Well, it's because we've been dirt poor and shopping at Aldi's. Not Aldi's.
There's nothing wrong with Aldi's.
No. Save a Lot, I think is what it was called. Yeah. It's basically like bargain brand. Like, yeah. Save a Lot is where 95% of our groceries came from growing up.
Aldi's is very cheap, but very good. I don't care if I hit the lotto. I will never stop buying Aldi's cheese.
Aldi's, I don't know. Whatever. But I gotta complain a little bit. Not complain. I gotta vent. I'm sad.
Yeah, you should be.
I had a missed opportunity, Slug. I had a really missed opportunity here.
Yep. I still haven't forgiven you.
I had a tweet that went viral. Not viral. Viral is like thousands, millions. This was just under the thousands.
It was
popular. I had a popular tweet. And I didn't do it on the Fat Guy Certified account. I did it on my own account. And it was just poor timing. I just didn't think about it. But I had a tweet that Pittsburghian famous podcaster and sports announcer Pat McAfee retweeted that got some love by Arbys too. About Arbys, about mine and Gabtron's meal eating Arbys. And it wasn't
Arbys also got at you?
Yeah. They just showed some love, you know. They didn't really converse. But yeah, so I had this tweet and I put it on my own personal account, which I've kind of rebranded since then. It's now FGC Turk Daddy. Like I'm trying just to
right, you gotta live that life.
Trying, because like my Twitter is my personal Twitter and I dump stuff on there all the time, and so I don't want it to really merge. And but yeah, I tweeted that and I got some love. I got a couple hundred. I got flamed. That was fun. I got some people making fun of me, some people making fun of my photo. Like, it was just a random ass photo. I wasn't trying to make the food look good, and people were like, wow, that looks like like roast beef jelly and like all this stuff. But yeah, I should have did it on. I mean, I missed the branding opportunity and doing it on the Fat Guy Certified account, so I really fucked up. And I wanted to take this time to personally apologize to you as my co-host and my partner in crime. That I need to do better, and I'm sorry that I tweeted out a picture that went semi-viral, and didn't get any love to Fat Guy Certified. Though those the though I did get made fun of a lot. So I had my first
All
taste
is
of like
forgiven.
internet trolling, I guess, there. So
I keep dropping the ball in the TikTok game too, so I cannot hold you to any higher standards than those that I hold myself, and I hold very low standards for myself because I have low ambition.
yeah, someone commented underneath it was like, "Wow, that's a meal for one, huh?" Like, fuck you, man. I'm sharing this. You son of a bitch. I know I'm
Fucking
fat.
got you rung up. Oh my god, that is good.
Yeah, little bastards. But yeah. So I needed to apologize to you that yeah. Speaking of our Twitter game, I'm trying so hard to get Tushy as a goddamn sponsor. I want all our listeners to know that by the end of this podcast, we will be sponsored by Tushy. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I will cut off a goddamn toe, whatever I need to do. They had a tweet. They were like having this conversation with somebody, like another company that wasn't responding. And I was like, oh man, Tushy, I'm so sorry. That's so shitty. I would never do anything like that to you. Really trying to woo him in here. I just want a bidet sponsor. I don't think anything would be more on brand than being sponsored by a bidet company.
Especially that'd make your dreams come true.
I mean, it would be peak. I think. I mean, just this random ass podcast that I decided to make with my best friend, and you get. I mean, they don't even have to pay me. Just let me say that they sponsor us. No, that's not true. That's not true.
All you want. That's all you want.
Yeah, that's not true. So this is the time that we do a break. We're halfway through the show. I hit a button that says ad break. That generally will never work, but I'm going to hit it anyway and see what happens. Nope, I got a giant yellow exclamation point telling me that I'm a fucking idiot and I need to stop hitting buttons. So that happened.
Fucking denied, loser.
Scumbag, son of a bitch.
Listen, streaming's hard, okay? Streaming's hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. We'll do it live. That was our ad breaks, brought to you by our show sponsors, Hot Sauce Guide and Anita Kelly and Adam Messino. Thank you three very much. You are the highlights of our lives, and we love your faces.
Really are. Anita Kelly pulled through with the MVP post. You did not tell me that there was a digital Foo Fighters concert last night. Anita, who don't give a damn about the Foo Fighters, found me the link to the concert.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know. Gabs and I are just big Foo guys, and
yeah, I was at the Foo Fighter concert with you before. Huh? We went to a Foo Fighter concert together. Have you ever been to a Foo Fighter concert with Gabs?
Yeah, I have.
Fuck. All right. Well, still, I see where I'm glad you love her more than me. I'm glad that you think of her before me because that's best for your relationship.
Hey, Slug. I don't think I've ever been to a Foo Fighters concert with you.
I'm pretty sure it was you, me, Cheekots, and Scott.
Maybe. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. One of Gabby and I's first dates was at a Foo Fighters concert. That's why. But I wasn't thinking. It was just something that we found out like a couple hours before, or maybe the day before, that we just were like, "Oh shit, let's just do it." Didn't think to share. Apologies.
It's all right if you weren't there. But I thought you were there.
Also, I really, for some reason, didn't think you were the biggest Foo Fighters fan. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But it was a really good concert. I was sad that it was only an hour and a half long, but it makes sense. It was $15 and it was digital, and that's not really like what their brand is. You know, their brand is like playing like 3-hour shows, or they're just like
until they get kicked out of the arena. Most certainly, like you said, if they don't know how digital encores go, but he'll rock us all night in our house, as he said.
Yeah. So I mean, otherwise, it was a really good show, and I wish more people would do it. He said that other people are doing it, but I haven't really seen. I know Billie Eilish did it, or Eyelash. Billie
Look,
Eilish
you
did
just
it.
roasted her. Fucking rung up, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish did it. I know Foo Fighters did. I just wish more bands would do it, or at least advertise it better. I know some bands did like the drive-in shows. I think those are pretty cool, but I mean you can't really do that everywhere because not everywhere has a drive-in.
Yeah, Bert
Um,
Kreischer's doing a tour right now. I mean, he
yeah,
might be wrapping up now.
Wet Hot Summer Tour or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, this second half of the show is thematic.
Okay.
Um, I don't I don't know about you, but my favorite holiday is in 2 weeks.
100% my favorite.
Thanksgiving. My favorite holiday. I get to eat and glutton, be a pig, and spend time with family too. That's nice. Friends and family, that's nice as well. But I like to eat. And Thanksgiving, the meal of Thanksgiving is one of my favorite meals in the world. We had our. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the only meal where you get to just completely like overflow your plate with foods that you should have on it.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. Um, the university, like Van Houten at Edinburgh, used to have Thanksgiving dinner days, and they were the best days ever. I would just sit there for hours and just eat and eat and eat. Um, Wesleyan, here at Wesleyan, we have Thanksgiving days, and it's like a big old feast. Like they go all out, and it's fucking good. It is good, like good. And we had that this
Right.
week, and I got to eat that, and that was absolutely divine. Even with COVID, they managed to pull it off, which was really cool. Um, and so we talked about it 2 weeks ago, but there's this thing out there on the internet.
Yeah.
It's called the Brax Turkey Dinner Candy Corn. It's a real thing. I thought it was a joke, but it's real. And guess what, baby?
What's up?
I got 2 bags.
You got 2 bags.
One bag's coming here, and one
Uh-huh.
bag's coming to you.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what it's supposed to be here on Monday.
God, I don't know when, but
I
if we
got
get
it.
it in time.
I got it on eBay, so who knows? There was not any on Amazon. There was not any on Walmart. I went to their brand, like their product website, and tried to find it. Couldn't find any of it.
Oh, you
Uh,
eBayed this. I mean,
so
we
I
might
went.
be getting anthrax.
I read and linked it. I did the Rhett and Link thing, and I found it on eBay.
Okay.
It was a verified seller, and I purchased it through PayPal. So if they don't get it to me, or if it's crappy, I can ask for a refund.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like we're getting 2 bags of Brack's Turkey Dinner Candy Corn. And I'm pretty excited about it. Brack's Candy Corn comes with 5 flavors in the bag. And those bags are, the flavors are, hold on, I'm pulling it up right now so we can go over it again. I know last time we talked about it. Green bean flavored, roasted
Can't wait.
turkey flavored, cranberry sauce flavored, ginger glazed carrot, sweet potato pie, and
That'll be okay.
stuffing. So
I'm
there's
excited.
six. So there's six. So there's 6 different candy corns in the bag, and you eat them, you put them all together, and you get a Thanksgiving feast. I hate candy corn, so this is gonna be great. I can't wait. And we're gonna try each one on campus on here. It'll probably be the Thanksgiving podcast, like the closest one to that date, just so that I could get it enough time to get it to your house because it's coming here first, and then I got to ship it to your house.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
So
I managed to
maybe
find
not
it.
next week before, but maybe the pod after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like the 29th or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
We'll see though. I mean, there's next day shipping, and it's not that expensive since I'm in the middle of the country. But yeah, so I'm pretty hyped about it. It's gonna be disgusting. I'll probably hate every second of it. Green beans are my least favorite thing in the world most times. So the fact that they have a green bean flavored, it's like bird spots. But yeah, I tried everywhere to find it, and it is sold out everywhere. It is.
It's either great or it's a huge novelty item.
I think it's a huge novelty item. I honestly like a lot of the reviews I saw online is it's not good. So, and I mean I don't know what its original price was. It's probably like $3 a bag. I got it for like $10 a bag, and
Oh, you got PlayStation 5 gouged.
I did get PlayStation 5 gouged, but I think it was worth it. I mean, it's our subscriber money. That's what they give us this money for, you know? They
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to our channel. They give us their Twitch Prime views, all that stuff. They gift us subs. I'm going to put it back into this. That's what it's for. And so, what better way than to eat some disgusting ass wax candy corn for their enjoyment? You know what I mean?
Right,
So I
right.
thought I'd do it. And I just want to, that goes out to our listeners. I'm gonna puke on camera, most likely eating nasty ass wax canned corn green beans for you. And I'm gonna do that for you. And I just want to thank you all for paying for it. So the theme continues. Are you excited about it?
Oh, I'm so excited. I did not know we were going to get it in time. I thought you were looking, but you kind of chickened out. I am so excited to try some nasty candy corn.
No, sir. It is in the mail as we speak, thanks to eBay.
And I'm excited for pandemic Thanksgiving because we're going to do things a little differently in the household this year. But why do you like Thanksgiving so much?
I mean, I just like to eat. I'm
Now,
a,
with Thanksgiving for you, is it the entree or is it the sides?
the sides. It's 100% the sides.
Yeah.
I will want. Yeah, it's the sides. It's turkey's great. I mean, we used to do Steaksgiving, where we'd eat steak.
Exactly.
Those were highlights. I don't care about the protein, but the
You're right.
sides are what do
Exactly.
it.
Like you're saying, the entree is always second fiddle. We've had Steaksgiving, we've had turkey breast, people have hams. Okay, that main entree protein ain't shit. But every year the sides are the same, or the sides are what steals the show because everyone got their favorite sides.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving
Oh,
side?
my favorite side has got to be Senior Slugs sweet potatoes. So,
Didn't you try to
but
make it one time and just not do it justice?
No. I've always done it justice. That motherfucker, one time in college, when we had a potluck, didn't tell me you were supposed to boil the goddamn potatoes. See, he didn't tell me you were supposed to pre-cook the potatoes. So when he says throw them in the slow cooker for like an hour and a half, and I do, and 2 hours later, I'm serving rocks to people at a potluck, and I call him, and he's like, well, yeah, after you boil them and you bake them. I was like, you motherfucker. So no, I'm not going to say I perfected them, but I've gotten quite good. And the reason it's so hard to perfect it is the secret is there is no real recipe. It's whatever my dad's got going on in the pantry that year. So what you do is you take your sweet potatoes or yams. Usually, secret is the best part about the sweet potatoes is that they're yams. So you take your sweet potatoes or your yams and you quarter them up. Then you take some Granny Smith apples and you peel them and you cut them in half and you throw those into a slow cooker. And then what you do is you get every sweet ingredient in the house. You take some maple syrup, you take some brown sugar, maybe a pinch of white sugar. If you got a little bit of honey and you're feeling it, you throw the honey in. Get a little cinnamon, you get a few spices. He doesn't go overboard. Maybe sometimes if he's feeling a little frisky, he'll throw a little bit of some clove in there, okay? And just a pinch, maybe like a couple tablespoons of mustard, maybe 1 tablespoon. And you let that slow cook for hours. Okay. Eventually, if you do it the right way and you pre-cook the potato some years, then your potato is nice and soft, but still holds its form, and the apple is cooked all the way through. I like to cook it for like 6 hours on low so the apples will start to break apart. And then you have these nice candied caramelized sweet potatoes with this like glazy applesauce laying all over the place. And that is my favorite side at Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I love stuffing, but I'll eat any stuffing. I'll eat stovetop. Okay. The best part about the Thanksgiving is when my dad makes the sweet potatoes because he only makes them at Thanksgiving. He doesn't make them for Easter or Christmas. Only makes them at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, mine's not nearly as fanciful as that. Mine is just mashed potatoes and gravy. I love mashed potatoes. It's my favorite thing in the world. I think I personally make some banging ass mashed potatoes, so um, it's always fun, you know. This past Thanksgiving, you came to visit us here in
Yep.
Nebraska, and we made mashed potatoes. We followed the Bon Appetit garlic mashed potato recipe,
Yeah, they're super great ones.
which is kind of like my go-to now for mashed potatoes. When I make them, it's absolutely delicious. I offered we have some 24-hour maintenance guys during the winter here because they have to be here to monitor like the heating plant and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I offered them to the one guy, and he came back like 3 times that night while we were sleeping and ate all the potatoes. Do you remember?
I do remember he kept coming back. You hooked him.
Yeah.
You gave him the good stuff that brings the customer back for the cheap stuff.
Yeah, they were super good. I absolutely love mashed
They were
potatoes.
tasty.
I just mashed potatoes, gravy. Um, growing up, I used to put corn in it and make like a little mashed potatoes, gravy, corn volcano.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Um, as I've morphed into an adult, I just like mixing it all up together into like one big smorgasbord of just gravy,
It's the
mashed
KFC
potatoes,
slot bowl. It's the shame
stuffing.
bowl.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Um, this is a surprise to you. You didn't know about this, but I found a graph. Not sure what its source is, but it has every single state's favorite side. And so I'm pulling the
Oh,
graphic up
no
right
way.
now. It's going to cover our faces, unfortunately, but to make it big enough that everybody could see,
That's
um,
perfect because I got to blow my nose.
I'm pulling it up right now. And so for everybody watching, you can see the most popular Thanksgiving sides from each state. Um, and some important states to us, Pennsylvania's number one favorite Thanksgiving side is stuffing. That's not surprising. Everybody talks about dressing and stuffing back home. Um, I mean, my mom growing up, she would make stuffing even like for any meal. She's like, "You want some stuffing? You want some stuffing?" Like, no, no, mom, I don't want stuffing. Um, the South is leaning towards mac and cheese.
I
Um,
can see that, and I love. My mom makes such good stuffing. Like I'll have her freeze a bag and send it to me, and she's like, "I can only make the stuffing in the turkey." I was like, "Can't you just try to not do that?" No, no, I can only make stuffing in a turkey, and it is my favorite, best stuffing. But she only does it at Thanksgiving with a turkey.
so like the southern states there, other than Florida and Mississippi and Louisiana, are mac and cheese. We've got like a Michigan down to Tennessee is a green bean casserole. Oh no, it's just a casserole because we got green bean casserole in Michigan and Ohio, and then broccoli casserole in Kentucky, and then sweet potato casserole in Tennessee. Um, that's interesting. Um, I didn't know rolls would really be considered a side. But Oklahoma and Missouri, they're big roll states. Uh,
What
Arkansas.
lazy bastards? Who's gonna say the bread? That is lazy.
You see Arkansas? It's just white gravy. Like
Gravy.
that's
That's it.
white. I think that's Arkansas. Um, maybe.
I mean, I'm not about to embarrass myself. I'm not gonna say I'm right or wrong. Sure. It's above Louisiana. What is Louisiana? Cornbread stuffing. Oh, cornbread dressing. That sounds good.
Yep, I was right. Arkansas. Damn, I'm good. Yo, I'm proud of
Kentucky likes
myself.
broccoli casserole.
Yeah, apparently a deviled eggs is an Indiana thing. Mashed potatoes is Illinois. Corn makes sense for Iowa.
It's Oregon like biscuits.
Um, you know what's really surprising?
What's that?
Mashed potatoes is not the number one most popular Thanksgiving side in Idaho.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Green bean casserole is.
They have potatoes every day of the year. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, you don't find it funny? They like green beans more than they like mashed potatoes in that state. Nevada, mashed potatoes. California, mashed potatoes. Alaska is hash brown casserole. It's interesting. I don't know where the validity of this is. I don't know who pulled it. I don't know where it came from. This could just be some random Joe Schmo on the internet. You just slap like whatever they thought was on there, but I'm okay with it. I'm rolling with it. I think it's great. Crescent rolls is the number one side of South Dakota. That's pretty dumb. Kansas, your creamed corn. Um, Creamed corn. Gabriella didn't know that creamed corn was a thing. She went and bought us corn and made it, and
That doesn't really surprise me that she was unaware of something.
we cracked that bitch open and for a recipe, and it was cream corn. I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So, that's our sides for Thanksgiving. What are your Thanksgiving plans? I know you alluded towards you're doing something different. What are you doing differently?
So this year in the mixed household, since we're not going anywhere and we're not having anybody over because we don't want to kill them, we have had the discussion, Hannah and I, that I just want to know how many sandwiches I could eat in a given day. And so she's like, you know what? She doesn't like turkey. I like turkey, but I don't care if we have it or not. We're gonna have lunch meat sandwich smorgasbord. I'm getting roast beef and turkey, my two faves. Maybe we'll have some leftover bologna because we have so much in the house. And I'm just making like a comical amount of a mountain of cold cut sandwiches. I've had dagwiches before, the giant stacked high sandwiches. I've had hoagies. But I just personally want to know if I'm sitting down, how many cold cut sandwiches can I eat? Because I try to have a sandwich every day now because just the kind of mood I'm in, a nice turkey and cheese or a bologna and cheese, maybe a roast beef and oil. And so I'm just going to have a mountain of sandwiches and see how delicious that is. I don't even know if we're making sides. I know Jonas wants a steak because he's like, oh, that's what he wants. He doesn't want to do anything fun or adventurous. He's just always looking for an excuse to have steak. So I'm having a whole bunch of turkey sandwiches and roast beef sandwiches. And Hannah and I are going to experiment and see if we can stuffing eyes, we can dressing eyes a slice of bread. So we're going to see if, like, instead of, ripping up the dry bread, if we just kind of coat the bread in butter and seasonings, and if we bake it, if we can kind of get the bread to take on a texture taste of stuffing.
Is Hannah still gluten free?
She is still gluten free, yes.
So are you going to be
So
doing
she's
your?
got some nice gluten-free bread that she purchased. Plus, there's this magical flour called Cup for Cup, and it makes the craziest like gluten-free recipes. And so she actually found Cup for Cup brand flour, particular baking flour for bread. So she's got some gluten-free bread flour, and she's going to try to make her own loaf of bread so she can go ham as well. And we're just going to eat a bunch of sandwiches on Thanksgiving. I might try to make some egg sandwiches for breakfast. But then I'm gonna try to. My goal is to have 6 or 7 sandwiches. So when they're cut in half, I could just make a pyramid. I'll be posting it on social media. My mountain of sandwiches for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know what I want. I know I want to do Thanksgiving because it's my favorite, but I don't necessarily want to cook it. So I don't know. I know certain places do catering things, so we might do one of that. My friend Nick, who owns Muchachos, talked about maybe smoking turkeys. We got a
Mm-hmm.
smoked turkey last year. Wasn't a big fan of it, but I think he would do it a little
Yeah.
differently. I think
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't use the same kind of smoke flavoring as Mary Ellen's does. Um, so I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what we're gonna do. I know I want to make mashed potatoes. I know I want to make stuffing, corn. I want to do like a um. So back home, Get Go has a Thanksgiving hoagie.
Right.
Mad Mex has their gobblerito. Like I want to think. I want to think. I want to at least make enough stuff that I could do something like that and just have one because I haven't had anything like that crazy in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Just get maybe like a loaf of Italian bread and just slap that shit on it and bake it in the
100%.
oven and just make like
And
a
and I think we're probably gonna do one more order, hopefully, delivery, because I thought, just one can of cranberry sauce, all I want. Because if I can just get regular Oscar Mayer, or we use the Hillshire Farm turkey, one slice of cranberry sauce to put on there, I'll be happy. And
yeah.
if we turn the bread into stuffing, that's everything I ever wanted. I love having little leftover biscuit sandwiches or rolls, and I'll put a smear of the cranberry sauce with a little bit of mashed potato and gravy as a mayonnaise substitute. Put the turkey on there and maybe a little bite of stuffing. Those are fun little things to make with leftovers.
Gabtron ran out of the store today to get some stuff leftovers that we had, and it was packed. And
It's getting down to it. I didn't realize there's only 11 days left till Thanksgiving.
yeah, it's getting real close. We have the luxury. I think this is pretty dope. The president of the university normally has like a get together over winter every year where he It brings people over to the presidential house that's like here on near campus, and like they do things. Well, they're not doing it this year because of COVID, obviously. So they partnered up with one of the local markets, at Russ's Family Market, and we're getting like a dinner through them. So they're gonna give us all the ingredients to make like a pasta dinner with like all this stuff. And so we're getting that. And then the catering company that we utilize here on campus, since the RECs, like my position, are going to be working, they're giving us a dinner on Wednesday, like a Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So Gabtron and I are going to get hooked up. I don't know what's going on there. That's pretty exciting. But we just need to get our asses to Trader Joe's and buy our Thanksgiving ingredients.
Go get it.
Trader
And your
Joe's
Cracker Barrel
Thanksgiving.
family, just go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, well, their Cracker Barrel stuff was good. Some of it was not so good. Some of it was good. We had them catered 2 years ago when we stayed here for Thanksgiving. I always opt to work on Thanksgiving. I think it's just my preferred holiday to work too, because you know there's nobody here and you just get to still just hang out inside. It's not that crazy. Um,
Certainly.
and we had Cracker Barrel 2 years ago, and we did their thing. It was good. I mean, the turkey was good. The mashed potatoes were kind of meh. Um, the some it was hit or miss. Some things were great. Other things kind of just tasted like I could have did better myself. So maybe we'll see. I don't know. We need to talk about it. It's we're still in those kind of that mindset where we don't even really want to talk about tomorrow because we got so much shit going on today. Um,
Gotcha.
and tomorrow is talking about Thanksgiving, which is essentially in 2 weeks, is like in this time period that feels like it's a month and a half away. Like a lot can change in 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Um, as we approach the 50-minute mark, I like to open up the podcast to final thoughts. Um, in this segment, we give you our final thoughts. What's your final thoughts for today,
Allergies
Sluggerina?
suck.
Allergies suck.
That's all I got
Is that
right
why you've
now,
been
man.
fucking with your nose for the past 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's been murdering me.
I can't wait to put this video on YouTube and we get demonetized because you've been finger fucking your nose.
Bro, I can't help it.
Just digging up in there.
I could just let it drip out.
Do
That's
it.
all, but that's for my
Eat the-
OnlyFans page.
You really should just create an OnlyFans as a joke, and I guarantee you that you will get people that'll just subscribe to you as the joke. And you make it like $5, you're gonna get money that would just subscribe to just for the dumb shit for the lulz.
I'm on it. I'll have an update next week.
Just like flash like like play it like each week you do like the random like where's my
What
belly
party
button
part is
gonna
this?
be game where you just lift your shirt up and like, all right, you have 10 seconds to point on the screen where you think my belly button's gonna be, and then you lift your shirt up, and if they get it right, they can be happy about it. Oh man, we can make millions off of your OnlyFans.
It's going on. You just put it's there. It's done now. I'll keep talking, but I got to go off camera so I don't blow my nose in front of everybody.
All right. Well, while we'll let you deal with that, we'll wrap up here. I just want to tell everybody thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out, spending the hour with us. We appreciate you. We love you. If you know anybody that's got Twitch Prime or that's got Prime, Amazon Prime, and they don't have a Twitch account, have them make one and they just sync it up, and then they could sub to us with their Twitch Prime. It's free. It's free for them. It's included in their Twitch or their Amazon Prime membership, and it really helps us out in getting views and getting the likelihood of us getting sponsors and things like that. So if you know anybody with that, send them our way. As always, thank you for your time, your conversation, and we'll see you next week. Love your faces. And as the stuffed up slug will say, stay fat.
Stay fat.